Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Friday. It is such a beautiful day today. It is like spring outside, except for that. All the leaves are gone. All the leaves are gone. No. All the leaves are brown, the leaves. Is that the words? I can't remember. I love that song so much. Anyway, all the leaves are... We'll get to that in a second. Except for that. Almost all the leaves are gone from the trees. And the ground is covered with leaves. Other than that, it is a beautiful day outside. It feels like spring. It's really, really warm. And I'm filming this vlog early today because the contractor and his son, they just left for lunch. And so I was like, ooh, if you guys are going to go for lunch, they're like letting the drywall dry. And so I was like, if you guys are going to go to lunch, then I'm going to film a little bit outside. So I think they're only going to be gone for like 30 or 40 minutes. So I'll probably just like start the vlog. And then when they leave this afternoon, they have to come back on Monday to like finish it up because the drywall needs to dry over the weekend. They had to do like a section of drywall off the side. It's been a lot going on today. So when they leave this afternoon, I will probably come back out here and film a little bit more. But anyway, hold on a second. Let me look at the temperature today. The temperature today is, oh my God, you guys, I cannot believe this. We were talking about how it's supposed to be 65 tomorrow. Look, it is 70 and sunny outside. It is beautiful. I cannot wait to take my walk. Last night, I took a really, really long walk, and it was fantastic. I took like a two hour and 5 minute walk last night, and it was fantastic. So tonight, I want to take another really, really long walk. And, oh, and I can wear my shorts tonight. I don't have to wear I've been wearing I wore my, like, leggings. They're, like, built in. They're not leggings, but they're, like, the Lycra. You know what I'm talking about? They will, if you try to buy them online, they usually don't ever say, like, men's leggings. I don't know why men are so upset with that word leggings, but... but they're, like, what do you call... They call them men's running tights, or they don't call them tights either. What do they call them? But anyway, it's so funny what they call them. But, like, every website calls them the same thing. So anyway, the ones that I have are like built into the shorts. I've worn those like one time. I usually wear they're just not super comfortable on me. I mean, they're like really tight Lycra. They're not really comfortable. So I've been wearing, I got them off of Amazon. I got 2 pairs, maybe I got 3 pairs. And they are like tighter, I want to say like sweatpants, but they're not like sweatpant material at all. They're more of like, what like running shorts would be made out of, and they're tighter and they like zip up like on the ankle. They're real nice, and they weren't real expensive either. They were like $20 a pair, but I've been wearing those to walk. So tonight I can wear my shorts again though. I always feel like I go faster when I'm in my shorts. I don't walk down the street like this, okay? Like I go fast, but I'm not like a speed walker. Like, you know how people, I don't see that many people that do that. There's like 2. It's always like the same people that are like the speed walkers. They don't smile or wave. They're very, very serious about stuff. I just made a cup of coffee. How are you guys doing? Okay, so this is the Gevalia coffee, which is quickly becoming, I don't know who recommended this to me. When I was talking about I can never remember the name of that coffee. It just came last night because I have the vanilla latte one. I always want to call it Barcelona. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You guys know what I'm talking about. When I was talking about that one, somebody recommended me this Gevalia. I love this Gevalia coffee. It's my new favorite. I have my box of Barney's Santa's White Christmas, but I'm saving it because I don't want to use it this early in the season. So anyway, this is the Gevalia, and I think this is the dark roast. Which, you know, I have no idea what roast means. Any of the roasts, medium, light roast, I have no idea. But this is the dark roast, I think, and then I have 1 sweet and low in here. So cheese. So cheese. Cheese. Cheers. Anyway, I kind of knew going into today that I wasn't going to be able to film a lot. But I was kind of like, let's just play it by ear. I was actually going to film some videos maybe like out here and stuff like that. This is what I'm doing. So I'm not going to film today. I'm going to just film this vlog. There's too much going on inside. I've had the dogs with me most of the day. I don't want them to have to be like cooped up in their you know, house all day long, their crate. So I've had them with me upstairs most of the day. They have like 2 fans on the drywall, and they're like industrial fans, and they're super, super loud, and then they're scraping the whole time. There's no way for me to film videos inside. The only place for me to film videos is out here, and since the dogs are out most of the day, I don't want to have them like crated up for 3 or 4 hours, if that makes sense. So I was just like, you know what? I can take a couple days off and not film except for my vlog. So that's what I'm going to do. Tomorrow, because I didn't film yesterday or today, Alex is like going to this birthday. So we have a friend of ours, it's her son's birthday. I think it's his 4th birthday or something like that. And I love going to these birthday parties because like his family's there, her family's there and stuff like that. But Alex said he thinks he's just going to stop in for it. He said, I'm not going to like stay the duration. But it's like a 45-minute drive from here. So I think he's probably going to leave between like, I think it's from 3 to 5. So I said, if you're going to like stay the whole time, he goes, I'm not. He goes, I'm just going to stop in for like 40 minutes. And so since he's just going to stop in there for like 40 minutes, he'll be gone for like 2 or 3 hours because of the drive and stuff like that. There's the reason he's just stopping in is because he's got to run some errands tomorrow that he hasn't been able to run this week. So, so since he's doing that, I am going to, while he's gone, I'm going to film some videos. So like I'm going to film a drama video tomorrow, a TV video. These are the videos if I film on all of my channels tomorrow, that would be great because I've got videos to make since I haven't filmed in 2 days. But I'm going to do that, and then on Sunday when we get back from brunch, depending on how I feel, I might film a couple videos. And then if not, then we will go back to starting Monday. Now the problem is that I think it's Wednesday. Alex texted me. I'm like putting the dates in my head. Yeah, I think Wednesday or Thursday is when. So since all this is now fixed, they told me yesterday, the guy told me, it's so nice, it's this father and son guy. They do all the work in like the neighborhood. They're super, super nice. And what they ended up like, because they gave us like a low and like high, like low end this, high end this, or what it's going to be, and it felt like right in the middle, and it was really, really fair. They've done a fantastic job. And so, so anyway, so I said to him, like, because Alex was trying to get like the patio door people out here, and they had to like do measurements once all it was, like this was all done. They came out here today. They were literally here for like, I mean, I'm not even exaggerating. So when they pulled up, the camera door bells were going off, and so he had texted me and said that he was on his way, and so I was downstairs, and I was like, I'd taken the dogs out and stuff so that I could take them up to the bedroom when they got here, because I knew when they got here, I was just gonna like, they just go in and out, in and out, in and out, and so I was like, when they get here, I'll just get them, you know, situated, and then I'm gonna go back up to the bedroom with the dogs. Well, Alex had texted me and he was like, the patio door people are coming out there because they need to measure it so we can get them on the books like as soon as possible. Because this all had to be done before they could, before the patio door people can install the patio door. So I was like standing in the kitchen where I'm looking, like so his son parks behind him in like this SUV, and like his pickup truck with like the trailer is behind it, and I can see his pickup truck right here. So when I was standing in the kitchen, I left the kitchen light on. I could see his truck pull up, and I was like, oh, he's here. So I came to the door to like open the door and let him in and stuff like that. And these 2 guys come walking up, and I'm like, these like 2 like younger guys, and they're like, oh, we're here from the patio company. And I was like, yeah, my husband texted me and said you were coming. So like, we just need to take measurements. They came inside, they like went to the door, and first of all, so he was like walking in like right behind him. I guess he had talked to them like when they parked, and he was like, because they had given us, the patio door company gave us like the measurements that the door had to be like fitted around. And so he was like, I did it like right by the measurements. I guess he told them it anyway. The one guy said to the other guy, I heard him like, what he's like, they did a really good job on this. And he was just like walking in. I told him, I said, they said you did a really good job. Anyway, so anyway, they literally like turned, they said, yep, it looks good. We can schedule something to come out here. So then Alex called me. I went back upstairs. I got so confused in my head. I stayed up way too late last night knowing that they were going to be out here. They said the same time as yesterday, which was like 10 o'clock. So I set my alarms this morning. Well, I got the dogs and took them out and then brought them back to bed with me. So Alex left this morning at 7:30, which is usually when he usually works, okay? Because he has this like 8 o'clock meeting. But I knew that he was doing the 8 o'clock meeting from his office today, and then he had some other stuff at the office that he was doing. And then after that, he was going to go get an IV, and then he was going to stop by his friend's house, which is where he's at right now, okay? But I went to bed way too late last night. I mean, I stayed up till like 5:30. I was like, you can do it on 3-4 hours of sleep. You're fine. You'll go back to bed when they get here anyway. Honestly, the scraping of the drywall, I was thinking about this when I was laying in bed. It was almost kind of like ASMR a little bit. Like, it was so soothing, and I looked over and the dogs were sleeping next to me, and I was like, I woke up, the next thing I knew it was like an hour later. But anyway, so I'm laying in bed, like, I go upstairs, Alex calls me, and he's like, he said something to me about, I kept on thinking it was like Thursday or Wednesday. Like, it did not connect with me. I thought he was just at work. Because we were talking, and he's like, okay, like, I'm going to call the patio people and whatever. And I said, okay. And I was like telling him what they were saying about, like, getting the drywall done. They have to come back out here Monday. But I told him yesterday that he said, like, they're just doing, like, the drywall and fixing around the edges. Like, everything else is done. Like, he said they could come out here today and put the patio door in if they wanted to. So I was telling Alex that. And so he was like, okay. He was like, I'm going to go stop by his friend's house that moved in this new house. And he's like, I'm going to stop by there. I want to take her some stuff. And he's like, I'm going to hang out with her for just a little bit until her daughter comes home from school. And he was like, and then I'll be home after that. And I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah, I told you yesterday. And I was like, you're not working today? Because he said something about the IV thing. Like, I'm like half asleep when he's telling me this. And he goes, no, he goes, I came in for my meeting, and he was like, and then I told you I was going to get an IV, the, hydration IV thing. And he's like, and then I was going over to my friend's house, and I go, so you're done with work for the day? Like this on my phone, laying in bed, half asleep. So you're done with work for the day? I'm like looking at the clock, or my phone, it's like real early. It's like 12:15 or something like that. And he goes, babe, it's Friday. I go, it's Friday? Like, this whole week has just fell off to me. I go, oh, it's Friday. And then it like comes all rushing in, that he had this meeting at work that he had to go into. And then afterward, it's like all comes rushing in. I'm like, what is going on? So then he's like, okay, I'm going to get hold of the patio people. So they're coming out here, I think Wednesday or Thursday. So that'll be a whole other day, okay? Because that's going to take a whole day. They already told us that. It's going to be a whole other day. So November, like I was telling these guys today, because the younger guy, they're both so nice. Like the older guy, I was talking to him earlier before his son got here. We were kind of hanging out here talking, and but his son, who he's not younger, he's like in his 30s, because he was telling me about his kids. He and his wife have she had 2 kids before, and he has 2 kids, and so they have 4 kids together. And that he was telling me about their like getting them up and sleep schedules and stuff for school and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, so but I was telling him, like, right before they were going to lunch, I said, I'm gonna film my video. They don't know what a vlog is. I was like, my video that I filmed on the front porch, I'm gonna film it out here while you guys are gone. He was like, yeah, you probably haven't been able to film a whole lot the last couple days. And I said, no. I said, to be honest with you, though, I said, I've just read a lot and kind of laid in bed. I said, it's been really nice. I said, because I won't, like, just take a day off except for on the weekends myself. So you're kind of like, I was thinking about this last night. I mean, if I wanted to film, this is the thing. Okay, here's the other problem, is that the sun has been over there the entire part of the morning, okay? Because I did kind of try to figure it out earlier. I didn't want the dogs to have to be crated all day long if I was going to film. But if I filmed for like an hour, they'd be fine. So the sun was over there the whole time. Like, I was going to do a walking video around the neighborhood from my Peter Does Stuff channel, and I was like, I need to minimize those to maybe 1 a week. I ordered all these Goose Creek candles. They came last night, so I wanted to do that haul. I've got another haul I want to do of Christmas pet stuff that I bought at PetSmart. I've got like 4 drama videos that I want to do. If I'm sitting here, okay, this door is open and they're coming in and out constantly. So like getting stuff from the truck. They have a table set up in the yard where they're like sawing stuff. Yesterday they did it on the patio, but today they've been doing it out in the front yard. So there's no way for me to sit here. I'd just be in their way. And I was like, so I was thinking about this last night, about like yesterday, because yesterday was really relaxing and it was really nice. I felt constantly like, you need to film it. Like, even when I got done with my vlog yesterday, when I finished my vlog, they had just like pulled up. And I couldn't see, so I wasn't really sure. They were unloading wood and stuff like that. And I was like, you could film another video, you could do that. I was like, just take the day. And I was laying in bed last night and I was thinking about it. Like when, this is not necessarily the same thing, but this saying, like, if you don't take time to rest, your body will force you to, basically meaning that, like, if you don't I know when I say this, a lot of people are going to be like, well, I have 2 jobs and 3 kids and whatever, and I don't have time to rest. I totally understand that. I have a lot of friends like that too. But you know, like the saying that, like, if you don't take time to take care of yourself, your body will force you to. Basically meaning that, like, you get sick as a result of it, right? Like, that's how I've always understood it to be. This isn't that. I mean, I don't feel sick. I feel completely fine. But it is kind of like a forced position. Like, when all this was going down and I knew this was going to be that, I mean, like, first of all, I'm not going to just leave my house for 15 hours. But I was like, okay, where could I go? Oh, I think it's just, no, this is a pickup truck. He has an SUV. Because I was like, are they back already? I think they come around the other way so he can park right behind him anyway. So I was like trying to figure out, I was like, it's not gonna hurt you to take like 2 or 3 days off. So one day next week I won't be able to film for a whole other day as well. So, and that's like a really loud day with like the patio doors. Because they told us, they said it's gonna be, like at first they were like, they'll walk up here and I can just stop it. I don't know why I think this is going to be the world's shortest lunch anyway. I mean, they literally left like a minute before I started and I'm at like 15 minutes. So I think they'll probably take longer than that. Plus they're waiting for the drywall to dry. So yeah, I'll take another day this week, one time. But you know, it's interesting because like I always plan like I'm going to do that. I'm like watch 3 movies and I'm going to read and stuff like that. Honest to God, I napped most of yesterday. I was kind of surprised. Like the dogs were really, really good. Like they napped with me. I was the one I was worried about the most was Otis, because I was kind of worried. Well, so when they left yesterday, they like cleaned up a lot of stuff and they put their stuff away and whatever as best they could. But they were like, are the dogs going to get into this stuff over there tomorrow? And I was like, no, like, because the area where the dogs were getting into stuff before is like, that's all, like, they relayed the floor and all that kind of stuff. But when they left, I was like, I feel like I need to like make it really nice. I don't want the dogs getting into anything. So before I brought them downstairs last night after they left, I like vacuumed the entire downstairs. I like wet mopped the entire downstairs and whatever. And he told me, he was like, when we start doing the drywall, it's going to get really dusty in here. Which is crazy because Alex and I just dusted the whole place last weekend. Like the whole TV in the living room and like the table that the TV's on and all this kind of stuff. Alex just spent, I mean, I don't even know how long he spent on this, like 20 minutes last weekend dusting this TV and like it is so dusty. It is like covered in dust. So, and he told me, he was like, it's going to be really dusty in here because of the drywall. I was like, wait, you got to do what you got to do, right? So, last night, I was like, I'm going to make it as clean as I possibly can. So, I vacuumed, like, the whole downstairs area, like, all the wood flooring. And then I, like, kind of, like, wet mopped certain areas of it and stuff like that and made it really, really nice. It was really clean. So, today, when I came down there, they're like, they've been doing the drywall and stuff like that. It's like, they clean up before they go, but like, I just wanted to make it like super, super clean. I will do the same thing today since they're going to be gone for the weekend. But I like looked and I was like, oh my God, like everything that I cleaned was... Anyway, they are so fantastic. They are so quick. They're very, very honest about like what they can do and what they can't do and stuff like that. And so I talked to the owner, the dad, yesterday, and I talked to him about it today. I think we're going to have him come back out here in January and give us estimates on doing everything like in the house, like starting on the redos of the house. I was talking to him about it because I said we really want the basement done first. Because he's kind of like been looking at stuff like as he's been around here and stuff like that. He's been in the basement. I think I said this yesterday. Are you jealous? Every worker that's been out here in the last 2 weeks has been in they've got to see the basement. So I actually was in the basement working last night, but I'll get to that in just a second. Oh. Those cars that sound like they're gliding across the air, they freak me out. I don't like those cars. So anyway, I told him, I said what we want to do with the basement, whatever. He's like, we'll come back out here in January, because like I guess they slow down in January. I said, when's a good month for you just to come out here and you can spend a day? And he's like, January. Let's just text me in January. I was like, okay. And he said something about like, well, we can get started in like February or March or whatever. I was like, well, I don't know that we're going to have the money saved for all that. I said, we've got a little bit saved. He's like, well, probably, because I was telling him that like, you know, Caroline said get the basement done first because of blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, probably what I would recommend from a cost point of view, I had never even really thought about this. He goes, you know, like, he said, depending on what you want and the time of the year, he goes, some things are more expensive at certain times of year or whatever. He goes, and labor is definitely more expensive at certain times of year and whatever. he said there might be some things that I would suggest that you do first that are going to be easier fixes that'll take 2 or 3 days. And then in between there, I said, like, what? He goes, like, the painting and the flooring. He's like, the flooring is something that we were going to do that last. He's like, I understand that. He's like, but the flooring is something that is probably going to be the cheapest to do because we're not getting super expensive flooring. And he's like, and that's something that's going to take like 2 or 3 days max. He was like, we could probably get that done in like a day or 2. And he's like, the painting is another thing that we can probably get done in 2 or 3 days. He's like, so you do that project, that's a low, you know, amount of money project, and then you can wait another month, but you've got part of it done. And then he's like, because what he kind of, I was telling him what he wanted, he was like, the kitchen cabinetry, he was like, the upstairs bathroom and the basement are like the 3 big things. So he's like, you're going to want to separate those from it's because they're going to be so expensive for like 6 to 9 months out. You're going to want to separate those. So I don't know that we're necessarily going to go with them. But we're going to get a bid from them and see what they say. So that's kind of exciting because then we get to like, you know, start looking on stuff. But anyway, so yeah, they're great. They're really super nice. And, I really, really like them a lot. They're really nice. And so they do like all of like, they don't do the maintenance. They just do, and they didn't do the painting. They do all of like the fixing of like the wood and stuff on the outside of the house and things like that. I'd actually met them earlier this year when they were coming out to do, stuff, and I was like, I met them earlier this year. I didn't connect it until I saw them both together, because I saw the dad with the really tall guy who's not here today, and I said, and I thought that was his son, because he kept on saying his son. I thought that was his son at first, and he would say, like, you know, my son, and I would be, because when he was working on Laura's patio, and I'd be like, yeah, but I just thought it was like this big guy, which I thought was kind of funny, because this guy's like, they're both like shorter than me, which is whatever, but I mean, just a little bit, but I was like, how does he have this son that's like 6'5"? Do you know what I mean? So anyway, that's not his son. So anyway, say my name, say my name. That song was in my head all day yesterday from vlogging and singing that yesterday. I told Nikki that last night. She called me and I answered the phone. I said, say my name, say my name. She's like, why are you singing that song? I go, well, you obviously didn't watch my vlog today, because I watched half of it. I go, that's half more than most people do, so, because most people in my life don't watch any of my videos. But anyway, so yeah, so then when I saw them both together, I was like, oh, now, and the dad also like wears like a hat, like in the winter time, but during the summer he doesn't. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So anyway, but they're super nice. So I don't know, we're gonna get like 3 bids on it and kind of see. But I also trust them a lot because they've worked in this neighborhood for years and they contract out with the management company and the HOA and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's that. So tomorrow I'll be filming. Sunday I might film a little bit as well, but today I'm just going to do the vlog, and then I'm going to read. I'm going to take my walk. I'm going to take a long walk today. I'm really excited about it. So last night, so all I've done today so far is got up. I mean, I went to bed so late last night, and I fell asleep, but then like I woke up like every hour on the hour. I think that's why I was so out of it when I talked to Alex. And, I mean, it's kind of surprising that I feel awake right now. Like, I could go for my walk right now. But when Alex gets home, maybe I will go for my walk. I asked him what time they're going to be out here till. Yesterday, they said they were going to leave here, like, I thought that they were going to be out here till, like, 6:30, because that's what he said. And then the dad was like, I have to leave right at 5. And so I thought he meant they were both leaving at 5. And then his son stayed out here. That's when we were talking about, like, his kids and stuff like that. And he was talking about, he drives 3 of them. One of them takes the bus. And he was listening to a podcast, because we were talking, he was listening to a true crime podcast, because I was like, oh my God, I love true crime. Because he always has his AirPods in. And so he was, like, waiting for some of it to dry. And so he was just like, we were talking. But anyway, he ended up leaving here, I think, about 6:30. And his dad left about 5. And then after he left, my vlog was already, like, up. And so I didn't have to wait for all that kind of stuff. So I'd already fed the dogs and stuff like that. I knew Alex wasn't going to be home till later. I thought he'd be home later than he was. His meeting actually last night got over at 8:30. I thought it got over at 9:30. His meeting got over at 8:30, and then he went over to his friend's house. He was only there for like 45 minutes. So he was home by like, I think it was like 9:30 or 9:45. I went and took my walk last night from, like, when he left, I went, like, right away. And so I left at, like, 6:45, and I got back here, and it was right before, it was, like, 5 or 10 minutes before 9 when I got back. And then took the dogs out, took them upstairs with me, I took a shower, and I, like, laid down. I didn't eat until later last night. And then, because when Alex came home, I thought he'd be home later, so I was like, I'll get my nap in now. And then when he came in, I was kind of like, the dogs, like, got up. So Walter now, that he's found his bark, he loves to bark. But his bark is real cute. It's kind of like, it's the cutest thing in the whole world. And what he does now, too, is he goes, like, late at night. I can't see them, right? Because I look down this way, down the hallway. So if they're both gone in front of me while I'm watching TV on my iPad, then I'm like, where are they? And so last night, I was like, is he barking? Because his bark is, like, soft enough. It's not, like, a full-on bark, right? It's not, like, going to wake anybody up. But I'm like, it's, like, a soft enough bark that I'm like, is that a bark or is that, like, a dog in the background of the TV show that I'm watching or whatever, right? And so I took my AirPod out, and he's like, arr! So I look, when I cleaned up the whole area last night, I've got 2 blankets down and they're medium-sized bed. Because I'm like, I'm not putting down all the clean bedding and everything until this whole area is, like, cleaned out and we do all that, until the door's in, whatever. There's no reason to. So they got their they got a Costco blanket, this old red plaid blanket, and the medium-sized bed. So anyway, I look, now we keep their toys in this container. So, like, at night when I go to bed, I put all their toys up. It's like the container's like, it was a container that Alex got, I think, for, like, he put all his toys and stuff in it for, like, PP's birthday years ago. And so we've kept it for, like, the dog's toys. And so it's short enough that they can, like, put their head in it and pull toys out. But at the end of the day, I put toys in there. So anyway, and then I spread a couple out. There's literally, they have so many toys, okay? So I look down by the staircase. They love the staircase. I don't know what it is about the staircase. They love to sleep on the landing. Now Otis just lays, like, 3rd step up. Boo Radley did this too. He just lays on the step. He loves to just lay on the step. And so I, like, look over and there's all these toys. They have been dragging these toys from the bed and the basket, or it's not a basket, it's like this plastic metal, I don't know what it is. Anyway, it's like green. They've been pulling all these toys over there. So in front of the stair, it's so cute, but it's like 2:30 in the morning, you know? I know it wasn't that late at that point. But anyway, in front of the staircase, because they're usually asleep next to me by that point, in front of the staircase is, like, all these, like, 10 toys. And I come through the kitchen. I'm trying to be real quiet, because if I don't, then they come walking in the kitchen like, what's going on? Like, they hear me coming. So I'm trying to be real quiet so I can, like, catch them, like, whatever they're doing. And when I come around the corner, they're like, Otis is, like, hunched over like this, like, ready to, like, attack. And Walter is, like, halfway down the bottom part of the staircase with this toy in his mouth. And he's, like, barking with the toy. And he's like, arr! So they're, like, playing, you know, with this, like chase with this toy, like, come get me kind of thing on the staircase. So anyway, so last night I read a little bit. I'm loving all of my books in my Kindle right now. Like, I read a little bit yesterday afternoon too, laying in bed, but I'm just loving all of my books in my Kindle right now. Oh my god, I totally forgot what I did last night. So I didn't really listen to a lot of my book. I'm really, really struggling with the third Thursday Murder Club book. I'm really struggling with it. In fact, last night while I was listening to it, I was like, I really wish I was done with this book. I think I have two, well, you can look. I mean, it is a slow journey in this book. I think I have 2.5 hours left. Hold on a second. The Bullet That Missed, I have 2 hours and 18 minutes left, so I'll probably finish it tonight. I'll probably just force myself to listen to it all on my walk and finish it tonight. I listened to like 15 minutes of it last night while I walked, and then I listened to music the rest of the way. So when I got up from my nap last night, I was like, I'm getting these two, because I'm trying to be real productive, you know? I was like, I'm getting these 2 bins done in the basement of these t-shirts. So I went through these 2 bins, which were bigger than I thought they were. They were like this length, and then they were like this deep. I went through all these t-shirts. I ended up bagging up 3 bags of t-shirts, like huge bags of t-shirts. Some of them are so old, they're stuff I would never wear again, but oh my god, I found some t-shirts, you guys. that I had totally forgot about, that now, like, a lot of the ring tees, I used to wear a lot of those ring tees, and I kind of like them again. I found, like, probably 20 vintage t-shirts of mine. I found, like, all these, like, long sleeve t-shirts, like a white long sleeve t-shirt, a blue long sleeve t-shirt. I found all these long sleeve t-shirts. I don't have a lot of long sleeve t-shirts. So I think out of the 2 bins, I ended up saving, half of the pile is white. I have, like, I think, like, 15 or 20 t-shirts that I saved, and I washed them last night. I was so excited. I found t-shirts. I was like, oh my God, I forgot about this t-shirt. I tried them all on. I must have washed them before I put them in the bin, because they were all, like, folded nicely and stuff like that. But I tried them all on. The camera stopped. I didn't realize that was almost the 30-minute mark. I tried them all on. A few of them were still real snug, but I just couldn't throw them away. I was like, we're going to keep working at it, but they're real snug. Like, snug, like, you know when you put, like, a t-shirt on, you're so excited because it kind of fits over this part, and then you get down to your, like, gut area, and it's like, yeah, no. It's just not comfortable at all, and you know, it's just, you're not going to look good in it. But a couple of them, I was kind of surprised. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that these fit me. So anyway, I don't know if I told you guys this or not, but, like, for years ago, did I share the Nudie jeans story? Okay, so there's a brand of jeans called Nudie jeans, N-U-D-I-E. My friend in Denver, he loved these jeans back in the day. They're super expensive. I don't know if they even still make them or not, but we used to talk about them all the time. Because I wanted this pair of Nudie jeans, right? Let's look them up and see if they still have them. I might have to buy myself a pair. Oh, look, it pulls right up. Nudie jeans. They are the cutest jeans. Oh my God. Yeah, they are so cute. But anyway, the ones oh my God, look at this. I love big cuffs like that. Look at those cuffs on her. Is that not so cute? I love that so much. But anyway, I bought this pair of jeans when I was in Denver with my friend. Years and years and years ago, okay? I think the jeans were like $375, $350. But they were like half off. So he was like, that's a really good pair. But they were like, at that point, I think they were like a 34 waist or something like that. And I was like, I couldn't fit into them. So, well, at that time I could fit into them, but I just didn't wear them. And so then I gained weight, and I gained weight. So I always kept them. And I said they were my motivation jeans. I want to look on here at their men's jeans in a second. I was like, these are going to be my motivation jeans. That if I ever get down and I can, you know, wear those again. I was like, these are going to be my motivation jeans. I don't know that I can, I'm not really in a 34 yet. But I'm like, I wonder, like, how close I am. I've gone through every piece of clothing that I own in this house. It's all in the closet upstairs or in the washer and dryer downstairs in the basement. I've gone through everything. I found 4 coats yesterday. I found this Lacoste zip-up coat that's vintage that I bought years and years and years ago. It just now is starting to fit me. I'm, like, so excited. I mean, it looks very kind of like, it's kind of run down. It looks very vintage, but it's really a cute coat. I found a couple other coats, in the basement. Like, I think I found like 3 or 4 coats. I have literally gone through every piece of clothing that I own in this home. It is all in the closet for me to wear. Those Nudie jeans, which if you said to me for the last 15 years, well, I don't know how long I've had them, last 10 years, let's say, I think it's the last 15 years, what's the biggest piece, like, motivation clothing? I'd say those Nudie jeans. Like, I didn't even take the tags off of them, I don't think. Did I wear them once or twice? I don't even remember. But I was like, those are my motivation jeans. I must have gotten rid of them. In my last time that I did, like, the major haul in the closet, which would have been, like, I think it would have been around Fufu and Jesse's wedding. Yeah. Well, it would have been like 6 months out. Oh, you know what? I think the fall after the accident was when they got married. So that's about when I would have done it, because that's when I lost that 30 pounds, was after the accident, because I was, like, not eating anything. Or maybe it was after I had pancreatitis, because that's when I lost more weight. I mean, not intentionally, you know, but anyway, I don't know. But I did this major haul on the closet. I think at that point I was like, I'm never going to get thinner than I am really now. Or maybe it was when I was doing the weight loss journey, and I was just kind of like, I'm not going to ever, like, you know, there were points in the weight loss journey where I just felt like you're never going to do it. Like, you're just never going to do it, you know? Because I just would not get out and walk and stuff like that. It really took my doctors, like, scaring the living hell out of me. I was talking about that with a friend of mine the other day about, like, you know, this childhood friend of mine passed away. And he doesn't live here, he lives out of state, but the viewing was yesterday. The viewing was 2 days ago and the funeral was yesterday. And he's exactly my age. I thought we're 3 months apart. And he had a heart attack and then went into a coma. I don't know. I just, like, I hear a lot of stories like that, and I can remember when I was talking to my doctors, and my doctor was like, you need to do something now. I'm like, I know the things I need to do. No, you need to do it now. You know, you've got a history of, we have heart issues in our family. And, I don't know, it just scared the hell out of me. And just because I made changes, and just because I'm walking every day, and just because I eat healthier and stuff like that, like, my eating habits, the walking is great, I'll be honest with you. I think, like, the walking's great, but in all honesty, I think, like, 90% of my weight loss and feeling healthier is because of the choices that I make when I'm eating. I would say, like, 80 to 90%, which I've always heard from people. Like, I think it's such a huge issue. Like, and the things that have really helped me is, like, somebody asked me this the other day, like, what time do you stop eating? And I said, you know, I try to, like, I don't try to eat past 9 o'clock. Every once in a while, like, late at night, I'll have, like, a snack or something, but, like, back in the day, I'd have snacks. Like, I would haul it all out. Like, the dip, and the chips, and the cookies, and I don't do that. I mean, it might be, like, a Christmas tree cake. You know, like, I stop eating at a certain point. Like, I really have limited my sugar. It's why I can't have, like, all that sugar stuff in my house. I just can't. If it's here, I'll eat it. Right now, we've got, like, 2 things, and I'm allowing we have this fudge that I reviewed, and the fudge is so good. I allow myself to have, like, a piece or 2 of fudge a day. Like, that's it. Since the fudge is so good. I just can't have this stuff in the house, because if I do, it's dangerous. I think it's knowing what I need to do and acting on it, and I just didn't do that for a long time. The walking, I feel better having lost weight, being able to walk. When I was heavier, I didn't want to go walk, because it was hell. It's hell to be heavy and be active. It's not fun at all, you know? So anyway, but I was thinking about that. I was talking to a friend of mine about this, like, that's about my age, and we were talking about, like, there becomes a point where it's not about aesthetics anymore. It's not about, like, oh, do I look the best? It's not about vanity. It's about health, you know? Like, and yet, I still have friends of mine that, you know, you hear, I hear at least every 6 months, somebody that you know that's super healthy, and then they, like, you know, were running a marathon or something, and they had a heart attack. It could happen to any of us. It's one of those things that, honestly, I didn't really think about, like, in my 20s and 30s at all. Like, I really didn't. And now in my 50s, it's something like, I mean, when you start hearing people talk about regularly, about having to get, like, memory checks for dementia, and colonoscopies, and heart tests, and lung scans, and that's what you're talking about at dinner when you go out to people with people your same age, you're talking about that on their phone. You know, people say, like, yeah, I just went and got this full body scan and whatever. And you're like, oh, what is that? Like, I want to get that too. Like, those are the conversations I'm having with friends of mine in my 50s. It's a completely different thing. But no, I think, like, the changing in the eating habits, I also think, like, I shared this not too long ago, like, one of the biggest things for me was that when I get full, stop eating. Because I am such a binge eater that, like, I will eat until I'm, like uncomfortably full. And stopping that, oh my God, it changed so much for me. Like, it really, really did. And that was probably the hardest thing for me, was just that mindset of, like, I mean, I literally would have to, like, when I started getting full, and I'd be like, one more, and be like, go put it away. And it was almost like I would have to force myself to put it away. And thankfully, Alex is not like that. Like, Alex, when he's done, he's like, he's done. And so he'd always been somebody, ever since day one, he'd say, I'm saving it for work, for lunch tomorrow, but he's always been somebody that if we go out to eat or whatever, he takes home stuff. I would never take home stuff. I always ate everything on my plate. Always. And so, yeah, like, that was, like, a really, really big struggle for me. I can remember, like, door dashing stuff, and then, like, taking it to the kitchen, and, like, standing in the kitchen and being like, I'll just have one more chip, like, off the nachos from Cheesecake Factory. I'll just have one more of this, or one more bite of, and just be like, stop. And then come in, and then 5 minutes later, because if you're somebody that eats like that, what you know is, if you stop eating, 5 minutes later is when it hits you. It's like 5-10 minutes later, you're like, oh my God, now I'm so full. It doesn't hit you really while you're eating. Like, I don't know that, like, while I'm eating it and I'm feeling so full, like, it's just the food. Like, it's the food addiction piece for me. It's like, I mean, I could go in there and do that right now. I just don't have the things in here to do it with, because I make sure of that. Like, right now, my snacks in the closet are I bought these peppermint, what do you call it? These peppermint pretzel things, and I opened them the other night from Trader Joe's. I'm like, I forgot, I don't even really like these. And then I have the everything bagel bites. I allow myself to have like 4 or 5 of those, like with dinner. And then I have the fudge, and I allow myself to have like 2 pieces of it. Trust me, I could eat that whole box of fudge. I could even eat things that I don't even like those peppermint things, and just eat the whole bag just because I like to eat. It's so hard. I would go put the food in the kitchen, and then I wouldn't even sometimes put it away, because I'd be like, in my head, I'd be like, well, if you want a little bit more of it, it'd just be sitting out there on the counter. Well, I'd sit on the couch or the chair or whatever, Alex and I'd be watching a show, and 5 minutes later, I'd be like, oh my God, and I'd look at him and be like, I ate too much again. Well, then I was done, because when that feeling hits, then I'm done. So I had to just force myself, when you start feeling full, put the food in the kitchen and put it away. So now, like, if we're watching The Housewives, like, I'll be like, babe, can you pause it? And I'll go put the food in the kitchen, and I put it away, whatever. Because sometimes today, like with the hummus wraps from Trader Joe's, I'll put 2 hummus wraps. I'll still to this day do this. I'll take 2, they cut it in half. I'll put both sides in the hummus wrap out. I'll get the orzo salad, some other salad that I got from there. I'll bring the box of crackers with me and have something else and be like, I'm going to eat all this tonight. I'm going to allow myself to eat a little bit extra. When I start getting full, I close up that box, put it in the pantry, take the food in the kitchen. I just have to force myself to do it. It's not to say that I don't ever go overboard, but I feel like because it doesn't happen very often anymore, now when I do allow myself to go overboard, I almost kind of like, it used to be such a regular day occurrence for me that like now I don't know, I'm just like, emotionally I kind of beat myself up for it. I'm like, you didn't need to do that. You still enjoyed your dinner, you know? So anyway, went through those bins last night while I was listening to the Thursday Murder Club, the 3rd book. Okay, so the bins are done. I've gone through every piece of clothing in this house that I own. The Villages guy is riding by on his bike right now. Which makes me very, very happy. Because now I know what I have and I know what I need to get. I don't really need to get anything. I'm good for a while. There's some things I'd like to get. But then I get online. So I ordered candles. Did I tell you guys this? I ordered candles. Oh, I did tell you this yesterday. From Goose Creek. Well, because they came last night. Well, no, I didn't order them yesterday. I ordered them. They came pretty quick. I ordered them. I think I shared on here what night I ordered them. It was like 2 or 3 nights ago. I also ordered Mythology candles, which are expensive, but I absolutely love them. It's Mare's fault. She got me hooked on those. So I was going to get online and like, oh, those nudie jeans. I was going to look at those. Let's go in here and see what like a pair of men's nudie jeans look like. I'm not paying no $300 for Shop Men. Watch, everybody's wearing them baggy jeans. I don't love baggy jeans. Gritty Jackson Aged Indigo, $195. I mean, that's expensive, but that's about what you're going to pay for. Oh, they got some really cute clothes in here, too. Yeah, look at this. These Solid Ollie Dry Eclipse Selvage, $350. I can't believe that I used to pay that much for jeans and stuff like that. Oh, these are cute. Rad Rufus Dry Sunburns, $240. Oh, look at that shirt. Oh, it's a denim jacket. Look at the back of that. Is that not so cute? $280. I did not need to get on this. I can tell you that right now. Oh, they've got so many cute t-shirts. Look, I'm still styling with my Western shirts. I think I have that hanging up in the closet upstairs right now. Look at that. That Western shirt. The pearl buttons. Is that not so cute? How about $245 for that? I think I got mine for $15 at Broad Ripple Vintage. I might have to splurge and buy a pair of jeans, but we're not going to do the $300 pair of jeans. I would really like to get that jean jacket. Is that a jean jacket or a jean shirt, does it say? That jean jacket is so cute. Oh my god. Corduroy denim. Oh, corduroy denim? What does that mean? Jacket. I mean, it's cute, but it's just basically like just a plain denim jacket. Can you even see it with the sunlight? Oh, not corduroy. Connie denim jacket sunburns. The Connie denim jacket sunburns makes an unapologetic statement with its gradient back yoke embroidery spanning from shoulder to shoulder, shifting from deep orange to pale yellow with our own nudie jeans orange at the center. It burns across the back like a sun-scorched imprint. You don't need it. Put it away. Here we go. That's where I've like, if I had $10,000 just sitting there for me to spend right now. I mean, I could buy that. I just don't want to with Dora Fixins and, you know what I mean? I don't need to buy that. But I sure would have loved to. I'm about at a point where I need to buy some cologne too, which why, I don't know, because I never leave the house. I'm trying to like think of the last time that I bought cologne. It was probably 2 months ago or 3 months ago. Was it around my birthday maybe? Oh no, the last time that I bought Creed, I probably won't need to buy it till December. But the last time I bought Creed was when we were in Las Vegas for our anniversary. When I wear it, I wear it. And so anytime that I go out, I wear the Creed of Venice. If I just go with Caroline or whatever, I wear the Chanel Blue. I've got like a half a bottle of that left. The Creed of Venice, I probably, like I said, I don't wear it unless I go to something like a dinner or, you know, whatever. So I got it in August. That hasn't even made it 3 months. Oh God, it's so expensive too. I love it though, and I will tell you, I get so many compliments on it, so many compliments. I do spray the hell out of it too. I'm like, always twice in your neck, you have to do. Okay, so I got the bins done last night, and I listened to this Thursday Murder Club book. I don't know if it's maybe because I'm, like, listening to them, like, kind of, like, all in a row. Like, I finished the second one, I started the third one. If anybody else is listening, the first one feels so different to me. The first one feels like the murder mystery was real simple. Like, I'm so confused in this one. They're, like, visiting this gal, Connie, in prison, and they want her to interview Hedda, and then something happens to Hedda, and then Elizabeth's an M18 or whatever spy, and she's got to kill Victor. I don't even know who Victor is, and I'm so confused by these books. Like, I was listening to it in the basement. I'm like, I'm just going through t-shirts. It's not like I'm super distracted. And I listened to like a half an hour of it last night, and I was like, I don't even know what's going on in this book. Like, I am so confused about this book. I was like, I need to just listen to like a simple, cozy mystery because I am so confused about this book. But anyway. So I did that last night. And then when I came upstairs, I read a little bit. I'm really liking all the books that I'm reading right now. But I talked about those yesterday, so I won't. And then last night, I'd started Lazarus, the Harlan Coben show, the night before. Who direct messaged me and told me they couldn't get past the first episode? I think it was Mare. It is, and she said, it's definitely not a regular Harlan Coben. It doesn't feel like it. I got a little bit more into it last night. I mean, obviously I'm going to finish it. I'm on the 5th episode. So last night I watched the second, third. I don't know if I'd finished the first episode. I think maybe I had. Last night I watched the second, third, and fourth. What did I watch before that? Oh, I watched this week's episode of Below Deck Mediterranean. Did I watch something else too? Survivor, Amazing Race. No, I didn't watch it this week. What else did I watch? I watched something else last night before I watched it. I was going to watch a movie, but I didn't watch a movie because I knew that I was probably not going to be able to make videos today. So I watched this. So it's 6 episodes. It's about this psychiatrist whose dad dies. His name is Lazarus. Joel Lazarus. I thought it was John Lazarus. It's Joel Lazarus. And then it's like all these other murders, and he's trying to figure them all out and all this kind of stuff. I'm going to be honest with you. He sees dead people. I feel like I'm going to get to the end of this show. Don't tell me if you've seen it, because I've got... Well, I probably wouldn't see your comment anyway, but don't ruin it for anybody else that wants to see it. Oh, here's that lady that was going around the neighborhood. She goes right... Oh, she's going into somebody's driveway right now. I don't ever see her in this neighborhood unless she's going to politicize about something. And what I mean by that is HOA. She's the one where they were talking about her... I love her. She's like... I mean, you talk about world travel. She does all kinds of cool stuff. She goes all over really cool places in the world. I used to go to the pool with her a couple times. She's the one that walked up here that one day and was like, did you hear about what the HOA is doing to my... Anyway, in the backyard and all that kind of stuff. But I, honest to God, I don't ever... She used to walk quite a bit. I don't ever see her anymore unless... She was walking down the street. She had these big wide pants on, this red jacket and stuff like that. I don't ever see her walking down the street. And I know she's just not stopping in because she lives over there. I don't ever see her, like, walking down the street or going to people's houses unless she's, like... talking to them about HOA stuff, which is so funny because she's totally not the one that you would think is that person. You know what I mean? That would like, but I don't know, maybe she feels like she's scorned or something like that from what happened to her and they voted against her. Hell, I don't know. But anyway, so then I watched the second, third, oh, there she goes. Is she coming by this way? Oh, she's got a folder with her and she's going, she's literally going door to door. Oh my God, is she gonna come down here? What is going on? She is literally going to, you guys, she walked across the street to the other door. I was thinking maybe, because they're all on the lake, I was thinking maybe she was like talking to people that were on the lake. But that can't be it if she's, because she's going across there. Well, they're on a different, I was talking about there, oh, maybe she is just going to people that are on the lake, because they're on a different lake. So this street that goes down here, it divides the two lakes. I wonder if she's going to come over here, and then I got to find out what's going on about it. So a bunch of people got voted in. Like, I think 2 or 3 new people. I don't know how the whole HOA, something's going on with the HOA board. People step down, and I think they're looking for people to fill the slots. Maybe that's what she's doing. Maybe she's like wanting a position that, this is what happens in the neighborhood, okay? Somebody gets screwed over by the HOA board, and then they want to be on the HOA board, because then they're like, we're going to control things. I don't want to be on the HOA board. Y'all know that. Don't tell me in the Peter, you should run for the HOA board. It'd be so good for you. You'd be so social. No, I don't need to be in the HOA board. My neighbor across the street, she was a treasurer, she was a secretary. She said, I did my 2 years, I'll never do that again, because it was the biggest waste of my time. She was like, they sit there and argue for 4 to 5 hours. She was like, she's like, Peter, it would drive you crazy. I was like, thank you for being honest, because I honestly thought about running for it. No, I true story did, and don't call me Truly Brown. But anyway, last night I watched episode 2, 3, 4, and half of 5. I think I'm almost done with 5, or did I finish 5 last night? Let's go in and look. Maybe I just have 6 to watch. What is Alex texting me about? He's asking me how it's going over here. He must have like... She brought her daughter to the wedding that we just went to. Her daughter's so sweet. She's in 2nd grade. So he must be like just hanging out with them. I just texted him back, what are you doing? Anyway, okay. Like I'm not at the end of it yet, so I don't know. But it's like, that's the other guy that works. We were talking about him earlier. So all the people that like the management company, like, contract through in the neighborhood, they all know each other. We're talking about it today because they were asking me if I know him. He's the one, he's not the landscaper. The only one they don't know is the landscaper. Isn't that so interesting? Because the landscaping company is like a big company. He's like, the guy today, the son, I was talking to him, he's like, I know that I met the owner like one time when he was getting out of his truck. He's like, but he hasn't really talked to all of us. The guy that just drove by that waved to me, he's like the private contractor that fixes like small landscaping issues like in the neighborhood. Like, we have this, like, this tree, like, my neighbors, the world travelers, their tree, like, they had to, like, pull it out, this huge tree, and it's, like, this area now, so he has to do stuff like that. Why do I keep on feeling like my phone's going off? Oh, so anyway, so I watched, I was going to look and see where I was at on that episode before I saw that Alex texted me. So what it's about is it's about this guy, and he is, like, a psychiatrist, his dad dies, and then he hangs out in his dad's office all the time. And every time he's at his dad's office, unless somebody's there with him, like some ghost comes and talks to him. But then he finds out, and then his dad comes and talks to him. His sister was murdered, his twin sister, when they were 18. Where am I at on this? Why is it not pulling up? Oh, here it is. Lazarus. I have 15 minutes left of episode 5. So this is it right here. It's okay. Forensic psychiatrist Dr. Joel Lazarus is forced to confront long-buried demons after his father, Dr. L, dies in suspicious circumstances. At first assured his dad's death he takes his life. Laz is soon sucked into a world of murderous conspiracy and a race to find the killer by strange visions of people he knows to be dead. So it's like all these patients and his sister and his dad and all this kind of stuff come to, what is that show? Is that all these BritBox shows show up, and then that's all I want to do is watch these BritBox shows. I know it's something on Paramount. Sheriff. Do you guys want to know what BritBox shows I have? Okay. Why is it not showing? Oh, downloads, because I'm looking in my downloads. How do I do this? Oh, you got to go into your name. Okay. Vera, The Moorside, In the Dark, The Gone. But I don't have Acorn TV yet. Do I need to get Acorn TV? Say yes or no in the comment section. Okay. Silent Witness, Unforgotten. The Mistletoe Murder Season 2 just came out on Hallmark. I haven't even watched Season 1, but I think I'm going to wait until Thanksgiving to watch that. Blue Lights, everybody tells me to watch that. Watch the Sky is a movie about aliens. She thinks her dad got abducted. The Bay, Three Girls, The Kettering Incident, Durham County, Murder Under Eve's Song, that's on Acorn 2, Beyond Paradise, After the Flood, Luther, Code of Silence, The Fall. Next I'm either going to watch The Fall. I finished Karen Puri, finished Shetland. Buried, oh no, these are Lifetime movies, Buried in Barstow. Next I'm either going to finish, I'm going to start watching The Fall because it's 3 seasons, or I'm going to watch Blue Lights or The Bay. So y'all pick for me what I should watch next, because I'm going to finish that today. But, oh, she's walking the other way. I thought she was going to come down here and she was going to tell me what's going on. I think they might have just came back from lunch. It sounds like they came back from lunch. So anyway, I watched... Do you ever get stuck? My husband always talks about that. I get stuck all the time now. And now that I know that he calls it that, it's like where you stare off and then all of a sudden it's like... You're like... Alex and his friends call that getting stuck. Well, if they're done, then when they're finished for the day, I'll come back out here and I'll finish for a little bit longer. Make a little bit since I'm not filming on anything else. But anyway... I won't know until I'll hear them get out of their car. But anyway, so last night I watched episode 2, 3, 4, and all of 5 except for 15 minutes of it. Here's my thing. So this Lazarus, this doctor, he like has a sister. We has another sister. We had a twin sister and she was murdered when they were 18. So that's like the backstory. But then his dad takes his life, but he thinks it's a murder. His best friend just happens to be a detective. I think his mom's a detective too, his boss. And then he's trying to figure out all this kind of stuff about like what happened to his sister. Then not all these dead people, like 3 dead people come back and talk to him only when he's in his dad's office. And so when he's in there, they like think that he's his dad and that like it's a session. Anyway, so he's trying to solve their murders too. And he thinks that all the murders are connected. I think he did. No, I do. I think he's dead. I think you're going to find out at the end of it. It's going to be one of those, what was that movie with Nicole Kidman? I hated that movie so much. The Others. I felt like that was such a cheat. When at the end you find out she's dead. You know, I hated that movie so much. It's like, I don't want to ruin a popular show that's out for you right now that I haven't even seen, but I read the book. And you find out like in the last 20 pages of the book, she's dead. Like, I hate that stuff. Don't ruin it for me that way. I feel like that's what you're going to find out. Because one of the people that comes and visits him is himself when he's 18 years old. And I'm like, how is this possible? You've only seen dead people up till now. I don't think the show is that great. In all honesty. I mean, I think it got better. I will tell you this. Like I was telling Nikki last night, because she's like, and nothing that I have said will ruin it for you. Trust me. There are so many complexities to this story. And other people die. And his secretary's got something to do with it. And his sister reads tarot cards. I mean, there's like so much that goes on the show. But I was telling Nikki this last night. Like, it is kind of scary. Like, I mean, if you're watching it, you know, like, it is kind of scary late at night. It's like London. It's like raining, you know. It's like they're in parks chasing and running after each other, so. Did you just hear that cat? I heard a cat. Did you hear a cat? Where am I at on time? Oh, that's their grandbabies. I thought that was a cat. That's why I don't have grandbabies and I don't have cats. We're at the 28-minute mark. They must not be back from... That must be them. I don't see them out there, though. Coming out of their garage. Maybe it's not her grandbaby. Maybe somebody's walking down the street. Pool crew. Oh, he's got a boat paddle. Pool crew, lady's husband number 2. I miss them from the pool. They are so fun. They are like... Well, he's not. She is super, super sarcastic. I always think about it because I think she's like a retired kindergarten teacher at this Catholic school up the street. She worked there for like 30 years or something. Something's on my nose. It's driving me crazy. It was like, when's the last time I trimmed my beard? And it was Tuesday before we went to, what is today, Friday? It was Tuesday before we went to that dinner. When the camera stops at the 30-minute mark, I'm going to run out there real quick and see if they are, because I've only got like a minute left. I'm going to see if they're out there and they parked. Because if they hear me talking, I'm afraid that they'll like, oh wait, who's coming out here right now? Oh, it's my neighbor. Maybe that's who's coming home. She don't got no grandkids. She has got her mail. I told them, I said, when you get back, just walk on up. And they're super nice. If they hear me out here, they might not want to walk up here because they might think that I'm like busy or whatever. So anyway, last night, I really wanted to finish the whole show last night. Oh, the battery just went to the halfway mark. I really wanted to finish the whole show last night. I was like, I'm just going to finish the whole show. We're just going to bust it out. I'm going to stay up till 6:30. At that point, I was kind of like, it doesn't really matter anyway because we're going to get so little sleep. But I was like, but then when they show up, you can take the dogs upstairs and you can go back to sleep. You know what I mean? And I was like, and then you can just sleep the whole time that they're here all day tomorrow because you probably won't. The camera stopped at the 30-minute mark. They're not back yet. I went and checked. But they left their back of their truck all open and stuff like that. They are so trusting. So anyway, so I was like, you need to just finish the show tonight. This is the thing about it. Like, it's good enough to pique my interest, but it would definitely not be a show that I would probably recommend. It's not going to be one of my favorite Harlan Cobens. In fact, I was like last night, because I was talking yesterday on my list, I don't know how much longer I have because the battery's at the halfway mark. If they're not back by the time, well, I don't know how much longer this battery will go. I'm getting a lot of comments from people that have been like, Peter, you have posted so many videos across your channels. I've got to catch up. I've got like 6 days to catch up on. I think that is so nice, first of all, that you guys feel like you got to go back and that means a lot to me, that you guys go and catch up on videos. So thank you for that. But now I'm like, what did I hear? What did I hear? Did my husband text me back? Oh, he did text me back. But I did not stay up because I was getting kind of tired. So I was like, just go to bed now. You can finish the show tomorrow and then you can start something new. He was like, we just got back from picking her daughter up. Gonna hang for a bit more and then I'll head home. He's like, are they still working? Get back and leave about 5 to 6. I think the dad has to leave at 5 every day. The son stays a little bit longer. I said, get back and leave about 5 or 6. Take your time. There's no reason for him to, so he can just sit in the bedroom. Say my name, say my name. Say my name, say my name, say my name, say my name. So anyway, I'm in a good mood today. I've been in a good mood so many days in a row. I don't know. Maybe that medicine's working. The walks are working. I don't know. I just feel like, I think I shared this the other day, but like from a mental health point of view, this month so far I mean, there's been sad stuff that's happened, obviously, but like, I've been doing my prayers at night when I take the dogs out, and I've been like looking up at the sky and stuff. People have been asking me if we can see the northern lights. Alex told me you can't see them with your natural eye. Like you have to I don't know. But we've come out here, Alex and I have come out here and looked a couple times. But at night, the sky the last 2 nights, with or without the northern lights, has been absolutely beautiful. So I've been praying at night. You know, one of the first things I say that I'm grateful for, I go through and I do my little prayers, but one of the first things I say that I'm saying my prayers is I always say, thank you for another day alive. And to experience this world. And I have just like recently, it's like you know something, but then you know it, right? Like I've always been appreciative of the simple things in life. My mom taught me that. My dad taught me that as well. You know, I can remember my dad, like we would be on the boat and he'd be like, look at the ripples, or, you know, look at the fish. I mean, I think I get my fascination from fish from my dad. Like, but I can just, you know, remember like my mom and like she would talk about like the feel of the grass underneath her feet in the summer, or like the smell of rain, and, you know, just little things, a cup of coffee and all that kind of stuff. I get that from both of my parents. My stepmother's very much like that too. So I get that from, and I think all the people that I was surrounded by, Tanya's like that, you know, and so, and that's not to say that all those people don't like really nice things as well that cost money, because they do, but I think you can like all of it. I'm just saying that because if I don't say that, then somebody will be like, oh, but you like a nice bag or a trip. I do, but that doesn't mean you can't like the simple things. And the simple things mean more, you know? But lately, I feel like I've gotten it here and here. Like the gratitude piece, the simplicity. I don't know, it's almost kind of like, I get very distracted by the noise in my head. whether that's scripting conversations or the OCD rituals or the anxiety and the stress and fear and worry and the list making and you got to do this, this, and this, and this. And I will say, like, I'm not like, Alex and I were talking about this the other day because he's like, you seem so much better. And he's like, do you think the medicine's helping? I said, I don't think it's just the medicine. I think the walking is helping entirely. I think the food fog, I don't really have the food fog anymore, and I haven't for a couple months because I just was eating like greasy food, sugar. I just was like eating so bad. I think the food fog is gone. I feel happier. And the anxiety and the stress is just kind of going away a little bit. And I don't know, I think the medicine helps, but I don't think it's the medicine entirely. I think it's all the pieces together. But the noise in my head isn't as loud. You know, I said to Alex, I said, I think I'm like 60% there. Like, I don't think I'll ever be 100% there. I said, but on a good day, I'm between like 60 and 70. And he's like, what do you mean? And I said, like, on a good day, like, I'm 60 to 70%. Like, I used to be at like, you know, 10%. Like, where 90% of life was just driving me crazy and distracting me. I said, I feel like I'm 60 to 70% better than I was. Where, like, I don't get distracted as much by that stuff. The noise in my head is just not, it's not as loud as it used to be. When that noise is gone and it's not constantly this, you can enjoy your life a little bit more. I mean, I am enjoying my life a lot more, you know, and I'm so grateful for that. And, a couple people have direct messaged me and said, you know, you just seem so much happier in your vlogs and things. Thank you, I appreciate that. I think, you know, I think we need to normalize having spaces where we can be happy day in and day out or content, but we can also appreciate sad moments and things that make us sad, like the passing of my friend, you know, or appreciate sad things that are going on in the world and talk about it and pay it the importance that it deserves. And that doesn't mean that we keep a blind eye. I think that maybe there's this misconception in our world that to be happy means that we don't pay attention to the things that are sad. I think it's all of it. It's being aware, but also being like, and that's not my circumstance, and I'm grateful for that today, you know? And I'm blessed. And then let me help other people in return. And I think, like, service work is a huge part of, I think, happiness as well. I don't know, I just feel really, really good lately. I feel really happy. I laugh a lot more. I'm a lot more jovial. You know, even like with making videos, like I was thinking about this today. I was like, because I, like Alex, when we were talking about like, you know, the patio door people coming out next week and whatever, I was like, oh, at first I was like, that's another day that I won't be able to film. Like I was talking about earlier. Like 5 years ago, I, honest to God, I probably would have spent the whole day like calling people like, can I come to your house and film? Like I have to film. Like I have to do that. I'm not consumed with it anymore. I love it, and I feel blessed that I can do it, but part of the blessing of that is that if I want to take a day off, I can take a day off. And I mean, I rarely do, except for on the weekends, right? Or I can work on a Saturday instead of a Friday or a Thursday, you know? Like, I can do that. I'm blessed to do that. You guys give me that opportunity. Hey, how are you? You look so cute in your vest. Your vest is so cute. I love it. I know, it's so beautiful. That was my mom and aunt's friend that they went to high school with that lives in the neighborhood. She has a really cute little plaid vest on. Are we getting a package? No. Storm damage. Not for us. It said storm damage. Hail and storm damage. What was I saying? I don't know. I just, you know, like, I think that doesn't mean that. What was I talking about now? I think I was talking about, like, you know, like 5 years ago and, like, making videos, and I would have been like, oh my God, I can't film this and whatever, and blah, 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 whatever, and that I would have gotten, like, really, really upset that I couldn't, like, film all these days in a row. And that doesn't mean that I don't, like, want to film, you know? That doesn't mean that, like, if they said we're leaving at 3 o'clock today, I'd be right up in that bedroom filming. Like, I've got things I want to film and talk about. But I don't know, like, I'm just not, like, I'm not as in my head as much about stuff like this is, like, the noise and whatever. I was using this as an example. Like, 5 years ago, like, me knowing that, like, I couldn't film yesterday, I couldn't film today, and I'm not going to be able to film next Wednesday or Thursday, whatever day the patio door people are out here, I'd have been, like, frantic, like, trying to figure, I'm not like that today. And that doesn't, like I said, it doesn't mean that I don't enjoy filming. I love it, you know? Like, if Alex wasn't at home on Fridays and Saturdays, when he's not at home on the weekends, I film on those weekends. You know, it's like, those are times that I spend with my husband. That's something I had to really, really learn. When I first got on YouTube, like, I would do live streams late at night, and a lot of the time that I could have spent with my husband, I didn't, and I had to learn to, like, really balance it out and pace it out and stuff like that. It's just as important for me to spend time with my husband as it is. I can film a video, other days. Why I film, like, somebody said to me the other day, Peter, you film so many videos. I do, but, like, I love it. But if I film 7 videos on a Monday, then I don't feel so bad about taking, like, a Saturday or Sunday and spending the time with my husband and the dogs, But, like, what I was going to say was, like, like, even probably 3 years ago, I would have been like, I remember before we would go on trips, I would be like, I had lists of each channel, Peterism's channel. Okay, pre-film this video. It was like, I feel like a lot of that, like, the noise in my head, like, for me, a lot of my anxiety and the noise in my head was so self-created. Like, I didn't have to go to those lengths. I'm just using YouTube as an example, but let's take it outside of YouTube. Like, when I'm like, you have to do, like, all this laundry and have it done by today, or you have to dust all the tables in the living room, or clean this floor, or do this closet. Like, even, like, doing the closet in the bedroom. Like, it's so funny, because, like, I did that day that they were out here. I didn't expect to do the whole thing that day. I didn't expect to do all the bins last night. I was like, just put your audiobook in and go do the bins. Got them done, It's like I sat on the floor in the basement and just listened to my audiobook, and, like, the dogs were down there with me, and I was just, like, going through these t-shirts. It's like, I feel so much more relaxed in my approach to life today. Like, I don't feel like I'm allowing myself, and that's not to say that there aren't going to be things that are traumatic or stressful that happen to me, and I'm fully aware of that. I think it's acknowledging those things, talking to my sponsor, talking to my therapist, processing it through when those things happen, but not allowing myself to live in that. I allowed myself to live in that stress. I'm not talking about a clinical anxiety. I'm talking about just that word of, like, living in anxiety of what ifs and, all this kind of stuff. As from being a very young kid, I lived like that, of the constant. And I think today I've been taught time and time again, you can't control what's going to happen. Things are going to happen. And I think me making my goals this year of, like, last year and this year, I think I'll probably carry it over to next year too, is, like, live in the present moment. Like, I think about that a lot throughout my day. Like, I think a lot about, like, are you living in the present moment? Are you enjoying it? It really has slowed my days down a lot. Like I was saying yesterday, it feels like, this fall went right by. It does. But when I break it down to a day, and it's like, you filmed this many videos, you had so much fun, you laughed about this, you watched this Lifetime movie. Those movie reviews, I'm having so much fun on that channel. I'm reading more books, it's just like, I'm loving my Kindle, I take my walks, I get to talk to you guys every night, hang out with Alex and the dogs. The dogs have helped so much, and it's like, and it's just like new life in the house and all this kind of stuff. And I don't know, I just feel so blessed that it's like, yeah, the fall feels like it went quick, but each day doesn't. Each day feels like, I get up from my nap and I'm like, I still got 6 hours to enjoy, to read and watch shows and movies and stuff. And I don't know, I feel a little bit like, in some way, like I already appreciated the small moments and the simplicity of life, but somehow in the last year, like, I have really allowed myself to feel it and embrace it and get it, in a way that I think I was standing in the way of that before. I feel like I was the one that was standing in the way of, like, yeah, a cup of coffee is really good, and as I'm sitting here drinking it, I'm, like, in my head thinking, and then you need to do this, and you need to do that, and you need to do this. I still make lists, but I'm kind of where I was before when I would make lists. Like, before when I would make lists, I was like I've talked about this before, at the end of the day, if I didn't get my stuff done, I just added it to the list the next day. That's what I do now. There was a while where I was so, like, I've learned very difficult ways that you can try to control stuff in life, and things are going to happen that are completely out of your control. And so, I'm now just kind of like, you're going to get done what you're going to get done in a day. But you have the blessing of life today. So if you have time to take a walk, take a walk. If you have time to, like, hang out with the dogs for half an hour, spend a half an hour playing with the dogs. You're not going to have that moment again. If you and your husband can, lay in bed and laugh and tell stories and hold hands, do it, If you have time to take a nap if you want to. Those are or whatever it is that makes you happy. If you have time to sit on your front porch and just talk to your neighbors and drink a coffee, hell, do it. Do something that makes you happy, because tomorrow you might not be able to do that. And I think I'm there today, you know? And it's surprising the things that I find. Oh, I know what I was talking about. I was talking about at night when I pray. Oh, they're coming back right now. It's funny the things that make me the happiest. The light is flashing at me, the battery is flashing at me, so I gotta get up here. But it's the really small things, like standing outside at night and looking at the stars in the sky. Those moments make me so happy. I don't know, and I don't need to write down the small moments anymore. I just need to live the small moments. So I'm gonna get off here now because the red light is flashing at me, the battery's gonna die any second, and they're pulling back. This was perfect timing. Got my vlog done and everything. So I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Friday, a fantastic beginning to your weekend. I'm talking fast because I wanna get this done. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys, and of course I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you.